more this morning. Good morning, Ranvir. So Boris expected
Tonight, suddenly and peacefully, we're told that Charlotte Johnson-Wall, his 79-year-old mother, died in hospital. Family, in fact, at the 2019 Tory party conference, he said, people can ask me where my core values come from. And in fact, he said, my mother has instilled in me the belief that every human life is of equal value. And she, over the years, had said that her son, Boris, was soft-hearted. And in fact, as he took on more challenges in his career, she said she felt very protective over him. So all of the sympathies will be with Boris Johnson today. And of course, it is a big day for Boris Johnson. He has got this press conference later on today with both chief medical officers by his side. We assume it will still go ahead. We haven't had confirmation of that yet, but it is, of course, in the diary. It's a big moment because the whole country is waiting to understand exactly how the NHS will cope with any spike in COVID over the winter months that are coming. We understand that he may say that PCR tests may be waned, that they may not be needed for those who are double jabbed, that the vaccine passport, which over the last 48 hours has been quite a lot of confusion actually, whether it's definitely happening or definitely been scrapped. So we expect some clarity over that. Sajid Javid, the Health Secretary, saying he wanted to see the back of those. And also, of course, the traffic light system for whether we can go abroad, that is looking to be reduced. What that means, we're not quite sure. So still quite a lot up in the air and a lot yet to be written and decided, I'm assuming, for this afternoon. But as I say, at this moment, at this present moment, this morning, as everyone's waking up, our thoughts are with a person who has lost their mother. Whether you're Prime Minister or not, it is still, of course, an enormous blow.
It is indeed, isn't it? Ranvir, thanks very much.
Sadly for the family, Charlotte Johnson-Wall, his 79-year-old mother, died, we're told, suddenly, but peace team said that the Tory party conference that people have a right to ask where his core values come from. And he said, actually, my mother was the supreme authority in the family, and she had instilled in him that each human life has an equal value. She, over the years, said that he had a soft heart, and as he took on more challenges in his career, that she felt very protective over him. Of course, this morning, as Boris Johnson will have been mourning overnight with his family, he does have a big day. He has a press conference to hold and telling the whole nation how we're going to cope with COVID as the winter comes. We're assuming that that press conference will still happen despite the bad news that he's had about his mum overnight. What are we expecting to hear? Well, they're sort of toing and froing over vaccine passports, that they were going to be scrapped. Are they or are they not for those double jab? That's still unclear. And about PCR tests being phased out for those who have been double jabbed, about the traffic light system for when people can go on holiday being reduced quite significantly. But importantly, I think what we'll hear is that the power to enforce a lockdown will remain on the table for the government, even though some of the other laws that were enacted, for example, like restricting access to schools, detaining those who are infected and so on, social distancing, the numbers of people who can gather at an event, those sorts of things might disappear, but the right to enforce a lockdown will remain on the table. And we expect him to also say that those 10% of people who still haven't had a single jab should get one.
OK, Ranvir, thanks very much.
And this morning will be mourning the death of his mother, who was 79, at a London hospital last night, while simultaneously preparing to address the nation on how we will deal with COVID in the coming winter months. He is adamant that we won't want another lockdown, but legally speaking, it will remain on the table.